So, the golden years. This guy is Gustav Stresemann. I think he's quite good. He he's not given enough respect, you know. He's a strong, independent woman. He operated under a great coalition, which consisted of the SPD, Centre Party, DDP, and DVP. SPD is the Social Democratic Party. Centre Party is like Christian, Catholic, religious people. DDP is the German Democratic Party, and DVP, I'm not sure what that is, but it doesn't matter. Next one. Economy. So, there are some things that he did that were golden, some things that weren't golden. First of all, he introduced the Rentenmark. That's a new currency, and it kind of got rid of the old, inflation problems that they had. Also, industrial production gradually recovered to levels that were before the First World War, so that's quite good. He also joined the Dawes Plan. He started the Dawes Plan of America. So America would give them loans of 800 million marks to help them pay reparations. So it's quite a good idea. However, on the other hand, it may not have been golden in these years because the cost of exports rose, and therefore industrialists had to cut their costs and made workers redundant, which isn't good. So there you go, cost of exports rose and redundancies. Also, there was a depression in 1927, a bit like history is giving me at the moment, and that led to global overproduction, which is not golden at all. However, you also have to think about politics. Luckily, there's only one point for politics, so it's easier to remember. It was basically just not golden. The coalition was unstable. They all just wanted different things, basically. They disagreed over economic and social policies. It's not ideal. The parties, basically, the ones that were democratic, they did quite well in this period. They got 136 more seats than radical parties. And the Nazis basically won less seats in this period. And in 1925, Hindenburg was elected president, and he kind of wants to exclude like the Social Democratic Party from the government, and he kind of wanted to support right-wing people like the DNVP. So yeah, it was just unstable. There was a lot of disagreement going on. We also have social policies. So social policies were golden because wages for workers rose, which was good. The 8-hour day was introduced, which was good, apparently. Standards of living rose, which is also a good one, and welfare benefits and pensions increased, which is obviously a good one. However, it may not have been golden because farmers' earnings were half the national average. Even though wages increased, farmers didn't really experience many benefits. There are still extremes of wealth and poverty. So some people were wealthy, but apparently that's not a good thing. There were wage disputes and strikes. Even though the wages increased, they probably didn't increase enough, so people weren't very happy with that. And there were concerns over the welfare system and the level of taxation to fund these wages and improve welfare benefits and stuff. Also, foreign policy. So basically signed a lot of treaties. So the Locarno treaties in 1925 basically guaranteed that Germany's frontiers with France and Belgium weren't occupied by France and Belgium. So they basically got their frontiers back. So that's golden. Also in 1926 they joined the League of Nations, which is obviously bettering their foreign policy. It's all good stuff. In January 1927, the Allied Disarmament Commission withdrew from Germany. So that's basically just the Allies leaving, I guess. That's good. 1927, the Allied troops were withdrawn from garrisons in the Rhineland. So Allies left the Rhineland. That means they have the Rhineland back. That's quite good. And also they signed the Young Plan, which reduced reparations in 1929. So they don't have to pay as much reparations. I think it was what, $6.6 billion reparations, which is good if they reduce that. So, and then you got the non-golden things. Not many of them. Basically, all this signing of treaties stuff angered nationalists because they feel like, what was it? They don't want to negotiate with the former enemies. That's it. So they weren't very happy about that. But to be honest, who really cares? Next one, culture. Um, it's golden basically. They had Bauhaus architecture, which is a new art form. They had painters such as Otto Dix, forming the new objectivity movement. And they had films in the film industry, such as All Quiet on the Western Front. However, this did anger nationalists again, but they can just get lost. And jazz music was popular in nightclubs and bars in cities. So that's all golden. It's all good stuff. We love jazz music. Golden or not? Now, the book says it's not golden, pretty much. That's basically what it supports. I don't really, I don't agree with that. I think it was golden. I think Stresemann did quite a good job, to be honest, bearing in mind, what the Weimar government done beforehand. They're pretty diabolical, to be honest. So the book says it wasn't golden. I think he did a good job. I don't completely agree. But basically, apparently it's not golden because there's a lack of loyalty from the left and right wings, and there was a scandalous culture with all the new music and film and architecture. The economy was damaged due to the depression and workers being made redundant because of the cost of exports. Um, and also there were short-lived governments because of the coalitions. They weren't great. So yeah, I think it was golden. Apparently the book thinks otherwise. Stresemann did quite a good job in my opinion. He signed the Dawes Plan, the Young Plan, wages increase, it's all quite good, but apparently not. But who cares? So